Okay, very happy to have Terry, DiMonte and Heather B, the new morning team on CHOM FM. First, we'll talk to Terry a little bit. Terry, it's been a few months since you've been back in Montreal. How does it feel?
Really good. It was, the first part of it was, the first couple of weeks was a little Twilight Zone-like. I'd been in that same chair, in that same corner, in that same building for so long, and then I left, and then the next thing you know, I was back in the very same place. So it was a little, it was strange at first to get sort of back into the routine, but it's like an old shoe now. Fits like a glove.
And you sound rejuvenated when I listen to the show. It's 5 years, you look younger, you sound happy.
Making me blush. I am. I'm all of those. I mean, I'm not, certainly not younger. I am rejuvenated. I'm a little wiser. I'm a little calmer. I'm a little thinner. I'm certainly happy. As I was telling you off camera, Calgary was really terrific. It was a nice. It was almost like not a sabbatical is the wrong word because I had a lot of work to do in Calgary, but it was nice to get a step away and learn to appreciate all the things that I had here in Quebec, and learn to appreciate my home a little more.
And now that you're back in Montreal, you're buying a new home this week. So you're here. This is the final stop, Terry. Is it not?
This is it. This is it. When this contract expires, Mike, I'll be 59. So that's when you start looking at where you're going to set up retirement and stuff. So I hope if things work out, I've made my last move.
If someone would have told you when you first started at CHOM, then you moved to Mix, then you moved to CJD, then back to CHOM, then to Calgary. Someone would have told you, let's say when you left CHOM the first time, that you would have left again, would have gone to Calgary and would have been back. Would you have believed them?
No, I wouldn't have. The Calgary thing was so. It was almost like, my mom says that these things are meant to be. I mean, it was at a time when I was trying to hang on to something at CHOM back in 2006, 2007. I was trying to hang on to something at CHOM that didn't exist anymore. The place had changed. It was a moribund place. The spirit had gone out of the building. I was unhappy. I'd been there too long. And these people from Calgary came and said, we love you. We think you do a great job for us. You tell us what you want and we'll make it happen. Come work for us. That's a pretty enticing offer. And what I didn't realize was it almost rescued me from I was at a really bad time and bad place in my life. And it plucked me out of this really bad, miserable situation and plopped me in a place where I started right from scratch. When it's like snakes and ladders, right? I mean, in Montreal, I was nearly at the top of the board because I've been around so long, and you go to Calgary, nobody knows you. You go all the way to the bottom again, and you have to start from scratch. And it helped me reevaluate who I was and where I was from, and I loved Alberta. I missed the Rocky Mountains, but Quebec is my home. This is where I was born and raised. And I think I had to step away from it to have an appreciation for it.
Heather B, back in Montreal, you were born here, you moved
Yes.
away, you came back, you were on Mix, then you were on Virgin, and then you left for Cleveland.
Yes.
What prompted you to go to Cleveland, first of all?
I'm always looking for the next opportunity and the next step to my career and more money and, the dream job, which luckily I have now. But it was the opportunity, and it was afternoon drive, and I'd been at Virgin for 3 years. It was a year part-time at the Mix, 2 doing 1 to 4 on Virgin, and I thought, okay, I'm ready for the next step. And Cleveland was the next step. It was a fantastic opportunity, and I absolutely loved it.
So how did you end up back in Montreal with Terry on the morning show?
You know what? I always knew I'd end up back here. I just did. I had that feeling that they're gonna call me back one day, and it's gonna be a job that I'm not gonna be able to refuse, and that's exactly what happened.
So just tell me, final question, how have you enjoyed it so far, besides waking up really at an ungodly hour in the morning?
Yeah, that part's awful.
Be nice.
Terry is fantastic. For somebody, I know so many people that do mornings, and their hosts have huge egos, and they're jerks, and you can hear them screaming down the hall at each other, and I thought, I'm a little concerned. The guy's been in the business 30 years. He's a legend. He's a vet. I don't know what I'm going to get. And what sealed the deal for me was in our interview, he was just so humble and and nervous to be back on the air here where he's been forever. And I thought, now that's a guy that I want to work with and that I'm going to learn from. So.
All right, well, thank you very much, and both of you, best of luck.
Thank you, Mike.
All right.